All right, so welcome back to the channel. My name's Kevin.
I'm Tarsha.
This is Conversations with the Crawleys, where we do conversations about faith, family, relationships, and we do recaps, reviews, and commentaries on some of our favorite shows because we are your relationship coaches. That's what we do here. All right, so if this is content that you enjoy, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe, hit the like, request notifications,
and share.
We'll see you in the comments considering becoming a member, and check out the merch store. All right, so Married at First Sight. I think we're finally done, y'all.
Can we get applause?
I think we're...
Like we get
y'all
applause.
clap.
Oh
y'all clap, because I'm clapped out. Because I'm all clapped out. We are done with this season, y'all. All right.
I know they're glad they're done. Because I'd be like, if y'all come up with some other episode while we got it, you can tell at the end, and we'll talk about it. They were done.
They were like, okay, we're done.
We're done.
So this was the Where Are They Now? So this is after the reunion special. This is after they started watching. So it's filmed while we were watching their season. So because they kind of allude to some things as far as the feedback they were getting. So they went on, and it's like, producers, y'all just be transparent. Y'all set up a time for them to go out and go away. Y'all ain't got to come up with this whole storyline of, oh, I had an idea that we could all do this. No, producer said y'all need to get together.
Right. We got one more episode to cut.
Right.
So show up at this barn.
Okay. In Franklin, Tennessee.
The house was nice, though.
It's nice, yeah. It's
nice
in the
house.
suburbs. It's about 25 minutes outside of, 25 miles outside of Memphis, Nashville, wherever they are.
Right, because some of them had to go to work. It's like, we're going to show you real life.
Listen, we done taken enough time off for this show.
So I'm going to be here for 2 nights.
Y'all be giving us, that ain't covering everything.
I'm going to be here 2 nights. I'm going to come back another night.
I'll get up and go to work in the morning. If I feel like it, I'll come back. If not, I'll just show up for dinner.
Right.
So the ladies all show up first. I think it was Jasmine and Kirsten show up first. The whole recap of where we are, kind of what's happening since then. Then the other ladies show up. Then the guys show up.
Yeah. And she gives them a gift of a sound bath.
Yes.
So
that seems to be a trend also in Married at First Sight.
Sound baths.
They always treat them to a sound bath. Who was an old boy that fell asleep that one time?
I can't remember. I thought about him, but I can't picture his face. Was it Mark that fell asleep?
Somebody fell asleep.
Yes, it was Mark. It was Mark the shark.
Like, I'm out.
I mean, because it can be very soothing. Yes. You know, you hear the tones and everything. So I get that. And they all felt like they needed to find peace.
Yes.
Since the majority of them were divorced or getting in the midst of a divorce. So, you know, everyone said they enjoy it because sometimes you do need to kind of have that time, just
decompress,
especially meditate.
When you're changing careers, when you're changing what you've been doing, when you're changing out of the norm. Yeah, you need to take that time to just
take that time,
relax.
Because I know Kirsten kept saying that, you know, her mind's been all over the place, right? Especially if you were really feeling someone and thought it was going to at least continue after decision day.
Yeah.
And now all your plans, all the things you were thinking, all your expectations have changed.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Everybody else was like, ooh, I'm so glad I got out of this marriage.
So they kind of talked through as far as where things are. Shaq, as we know, we've kind of known he's in Texas.
Austin.
Yeah, he's taking on a vice president or role at a university.
Right.
There.
His title was too long. Yeah. Like he had like 3 jobs.
He got a job. He ain't Tom.
He had like 3 jobs.
So he's in Texas. We know that Mac is in Flint, I think it is.
Yes, Michigan.
Somewhere up in Michigan. And everybody else is pretty much still in the area. So Shaq says he's gone out on a couple of dates. Nothing major. He's just dating. Dominique has somebody that's her boo. And her dog reached puberty.
I don't know what that means.
Okay.
What's like... He
graduated he graduated from puppy food to adult food.
I'm like, okay.
Listen, our dog, we snipped our dog early. I'm not having no little puppies running around.
We ain't having no puppies running around.
No, he's puppy enough. And then who else was it?
Clint
got a girlfriend.
Yeah,
and Nicole's met her.
Yes, I guess likes to preliminary before, she comes to meet his mom.
Yes.
Like, I
if
guess
you can get past Nicole, you can get past anybody.
Hey, that's the standard, setting the standard there. But I'm happy for him, right? Because it's funny how Mac mentioned it. I didn't know how I was going to feel you at first, but you are truly that dude. You that good.
We were looking at Clint initially too. It was like, I don't know about this dude.
I'm not sure about him. Is he just the party guy?
Yeah.
But he is that hyper energy side, but yet you could tell like he's very caring, very giving kind of person.
Clint could give me an Uber to the cookout. I don't know if he's fully in the cookout yet, but he could at least be my Uber driver to the cookout.
I think he would be cool. Some people, they're just cool people.
Right.
So I'm excited for him. I'm glad that he found someone who likes red hair.
Yes.
So that's important.
The question is, does she have a dog?
Yes,
that's the question.
That is a question. They didn't ask that. See, they should have put that in the script. Right. Because he has alluded to wanting a dog, but he want to make sure that he can take care of it.
Right.
So I think if you get someone in his life that's probably home more often, he might feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Having a dog. And then who else? Gina says she's seeing someone, an old flame.
Right.
Someone from 10 years ago, they've been friends or something.
Yep.
Which sometimes you don't realize, a friend in the past could be something in the future.
It's possible. Sometimes it's just a matter of timing.
It's timing. So
sometimes it's a matter of maturity. You weren't mature enough at that stage. And now situations have aligned where maybe you're more mature now.
Right.
And it's perfect timing.
Correct.
So
yes.
And then Eris is like, I'm still in these streets.
But he said he hasn't been dating.
He ain't got to be dating to be in the streets now.
No, but I hope for him he's really taking the time to reflect and to really find out, should he stay single? Because I think a lot of times single people don't take enough time to say, should I even be married? Should I be pursuing a relationship? Because I think we have to come to the understanding that everyone shouldn't or won't or have a desire to get married, and it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and we've talked about this, but one of the things I think is you have to be comfortable with dating yourself.
That's good. I like
whether
that.
or not you're dating someone else, date yourself.
Right.
Go to the movies by yourself and have a great time.
Have a dinner by yourself.
Treat yourself to a great meal.
Yes.
And I'm not talking about Little Caesars or Chili's or Applebee's.
You talking about go ahead and go out fine dining.
Listen, find you a Ruth's Chris. Nice. If you in Dallas, we went to, what was it, Kitchen and Cocktails in Dallas.
Yes.
Do yourself a favor and take yourself out.
Yes. And dress up.
Yes.
Do the whole nine. I think you're right.
And not with the intent of catching someone.
Ooh, good.
The intent of going by yourself and having a great time.
Yes.
Not the intent of, I'm going to meet somebody at this place. No. Treat yourself. Date yourself.
And I think that gets over the awkwardness of being alone. Some people feel embarrassed going out by themselves.
Yes.
And I think we have to overcome some of those barriers. And you're like, oh, yeah, I'm married that. But listen, I'm saying for my singles, I'm telling you, because when I was single, I'm not telling you something I didn't do as a single person.
Absolutely.
Okay. Because I felt like if I take myself to some place and I enjoy my own company, I'm enjoying my food and just kind of like just taking in the atmosphere, it was good for me.
Yep.
It got off of the awkwardness that I can be alone and it's okay.
Yep.
It's okay. So.
All right. So yeah, that's our soapbox for this moment. For this moment.
For this moment.
Who else? We know Jasmine, she's got her friend boy still.
Yeah, she didn't give no names.
She didn't give no names.
She didn't give no names, but they're still at least together. Right. And my understanding, he wants to pursue marriage. So hopefully, maybe they're on the same page.
Hopefully.
So
she got to get divorced first, though.
She does got to get divorced.
She got to sign that paperwork and have it actually go through.
Yes. Because you got to wait 30 days. I think the attorney told Gina.
In that state. Yep. So that was pretty much it as far as just their initial recap. There were the conversations of, hey, how things going? How's it really happening for you? The underlying thing that was constant throughout the episode was that Kirsten and Shaq, everybody's looking at them like, y'all not bright. Y'all getting in your own way. And more so Shaq than Kirsten.
Of course, right? He's the one that said no and started crying.
Why he crying?
Why he crying?
What he crying for?
I am baffled, because I think any man who would have met Kristen and felt like there was a good match would have been like, bro, I'll take your space in a hot minute. But everyone's not at that point. Obviously, we saw some things, in the black and white cameras that he might need to work on.
Yeah. And
it is better to work on it than put yourself in a place where, you can't be the spouse you need to be. So I want to try to extend some open arm reason why potentially he said this no. He said he wasn't worthy of him. What does that mean to him? Like, I'm just trying to help the boy out just a tad bit here.
Yeah, you're not helping.
I'm not helping.
Because here's the thing. It would be different if she was like, you're not the person I want and need. And he's like, you know what? I'm not the person you need. I need to work on myself, what have you. But she's saying, basically, I accept you for who you are as this present. We need more time to grow. And yes, you may not be the ideal person right now, but neither am I. So therefore, we can grow and build this thing together.
It's true.
It's very difficult, in my opinion, to say, I'm not the person for you, when the person is saying, but you are enough for me right now.
It's true. And
then expect to be able to come back, because then if you come back, the question is, I'm telling you that you're enough then, you're enough now. Are you going to believe me now that you think you've done the work?
That's true. Granted, you're right. I can't say anything against that other than he made the choice to say no. At this point, we can speculate all we want, and we can hope for them all we want. His parents, his mother is like, yeah, she will always be my daughter-in-law.
Right.
But I think we have to understand that even when the people do say yes, it's that underlying, am I enough? There's always that question that spouses have, like, am I doing enough? Am I this or this enough for my spouse? Can I keep my...
And I'll give him credit. That's a valiant, that's a valid conversation. So I don't want to take away from that, because I think everybody should take stock of themselves and say, am I the person that it can be what this person needs? I don't want to diminish that, but she's saying, bruh.
She said it. And did they? I think this is where the breakdown in the communication occurred.
Okay.
I feel like they both didn't communicate well.
No.
Even when he said no, she still had an opportunity to really communicate to him, to get through to him, but she didn't. And she mentions having this wall up and hard for her to communicate her feelings, right?
Well, they both have that wall.
They do. But as we've said in the past, someone has to be brave enough to climb over, break down, whatever you want to call your adjective, to get through the wall.
Yeah.
And no one's deciding to do that. Everyone's deciding, I'm going to wait on you. I'm waiting on you. I'm going to wait on you. Just do it already,
Just get it over with.
Get it over with. But I think also... it's on him and it's on her. I know we're putting a lot on him because he's the one that said no. She said yes. But is your yes so definite that I'm willing to have enough faith to fight, to say, you know what? Listen, ninja.
Because she's essentially asking for him to fight for her.
Pretty much, but she's without saying it, though.
Now, without saying it to him.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's the important person who need it.
True.
Because what if the narrative happened like this? You know how like those in the books when you were a kid, you get to choose a different ending? What if the ending was like this? He made that statement. She looked at him crazy, said, listen, ninja, we need some additional time.
She did say ninja.
You need some additional time so that we can see. I believe that you're the right person for me. I think I am falling for you. I believe enough for the both of us that we can do this. The cameras will be gone and we can have time to find this out. Are you willing to give me some more time?
Right.
Now, after that, if he said no, then I'll be like, we're gone with your bad self. I done made the effort and I put myself out on national TV in front of you saying, I believe enough for the both of us where you're having doubt.
Yeah.
Because it's funny that I feel like when you're in a marriage, everyone doesn't have faith at the same time.
Right. That's true.
And there's a lot of time that one of us has to fight for the marriage when we want to give up.
That's facts.
So thankfully, it never happened at the same time.
Right.
We wanted to give up at the same time. And so that's how you show like, hey, you're going to be my ride and die because I'm willing to push to say, I'm going to have enough faith to help us until we get through this hump.
Right.
But so I digress.
Nicole and Chris, they're still together. They're figuring out life with the puppies. With the dogs, with the kennel that they have at their place.
And he's indicated like, we've had a little couple of, trying to get to know each other moments. And I feel like they've been strong enough to be able to have a lot of upfront conversations. And they do communicate well, which has helped them.
Yeah.
So even some of the fears they had about each other, they still were able to push through to say, I love you. We're going to make it through it. Yeah. So they're doing okay.
Gina and what's the boy's name? Mac kind of talk. And listen.
We knew that.
Mac wasn't really interested in dating her after that first date.
No.
He was like, okay, nah, I'm good.
No.
And she was kind of how she was put off a little because he didn't reach out or what have you.
Like she was doing all the reaching.
She was.
And he wasn't reaching back.
So.
Which is okay, right? She found somebody.
Yep. So she good. And then now Clint did do something that I thought was pretty cool as far as the dinner. He made he did like a 5-course meal, right?
Yeah.
And each course he kind of tied it into the couples just as far as their personalities and everything. So I thought that was cool. I was like, okay, Clint gets some kudos for that.
Yeah, he's thoughtful, right? He even did their Olympic activity.
Yes.
Which had drinking involved.
Yeah.
Now, I can see why the experts try to bring Clint and Gina together because she's really in a shell.
Yes. And she can be stiff.
Yeah, she could be stiff. So, granted, again, there's a lot of like college frat things going on.
And not Divine Nine frat. Let's put it like this. This ain't the Divine Nine type of frat we're talking about.
Activities.
This is like Revenge of the Nerds type of frat.
Activities. So I get her. I can see more of the perspective as, the narrative kind of goes along here. Which again, it's just about grown people having an opportunity to have fun and to get out and to just have community together, Yeah. But yeah, I really appreciate his dinner. I was like, wonder why he was cooking. And they were making fun of him because they were like, okay, so Clint wants help, but he doesn't want help. He wants to be the master chef.
Clint, like, I'm not going to make y'all some basic spaghetti and some bread and put some butter and garlic powder on it. I'm doing this up.
What? Souffle.
Yeah, he's making souffles and short ribs.
And scallops and
Clint,
stuff.
Clint was like, I'm trying to get my master chef on.
Okay. He was working doing a little celebrity chef thing.
Okay.
So, yeah, and then they had their last moment together. This is when I'm okay. I could be that person where we're meeting new groups of people and we're hanging out and we're like, yeah, but at the same time, sometimes I could feel very smothered.
Yes.
Like we're hanging out too much and we're together all the time, right?
Y'all ain't got to go home, but I'm getting up out of here.
So it was kind of giving those vibes like, y'all starting to smother me. Like, I don't have to go. Every time I go to the grocery store, all 5 of us don't have to go together. Right. And so Dom had brought up the point. She's like, look, I know I wasn't here the whole time, but if we plan to do something, don't change stuff or I don't get invited and different stuff like and feeling left out.
She's like, I get invited, but then y'all decide to do it 10 minutes earlier and so then I can't come.
Right.
So,
right. Yeah. But, I think a lot of times when you have friendships and you're in big groups like that, just trying to get everybody on the same page is hard.
Yeah.
And for me, it could be draining. Other people that energize them, it drains me because it was like, what day? Okay, this time. And
I am of the mindset of if you see me, look for me. If you don't see me, I'm not there. Don't worry about it.
Well, and so she brings this point up, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm just saying." But I'm like, no. If it's hurting your feelings or you feel a certain way, I think if people are going to be your friends, they need to address it, right?
Right.
But they all look awkward, like, this is awkward. But at the same time, if it needs to be addressed, Nicole was like, well, we could do better. There's all things that we could do better at, so we can try. I think as friends, you should acknowledge those things.
Right.
Because she could have kept her herself and like, after this,
But then you also have to, because I would imagine that there are some clicking within that group. So,
or some have better relationships than others, right? Because I know Gina
and
wasn't
part of that
there
was because you left 12 days into the thing. That was something that Dominique did say. She was like, "Well, do we really need to call my ex-husband for a 12-day marriage?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I get that.
I totally get that. I laugh, but she's about right." Yeah.
So that was pretty much it. We'll see what happens as far as Instagram, whatever.
Yeah.
And Threads, because we're on Threads now. But other than that, that's it for this season. We'll see you all next season when they'll be in Denver.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Which will be interesting.
I've never been to Denver.
I've flown through Denver. I had a layover in Denver one time.
We just recently had a layover.
Oh, that's right. We did.
So, I mean, the airport wasn't...
That was my second layover. I'm not gone there to visit. So,
no.
All right. Well, listen, that's it for this one. We'll see y'all next time. Have a great one. Be blessed.
Bye.